guys, this is a video in answer to G-Boy's question about this dry fire practice that a character was doing in the Netflix series Fauda. And that technique is actually called a slingshot draw. I learned this from consultants of IMI Philippines when I was factory shooter promoting their Jericho 941 and Desert Eagle pistols here in the Philippines. So basically, a slingshot draw is a draw from condition 2. Now, to explain it further, condition 1 is when you have the gun cocked with a bullet in the chamber and a full magazine on your load, and safety is on, of course. So anytime you're hot and you're what you call condition 1 or cocked and locked. So as soon as you draw, all you need to do is drop your safety like so and fire. So that's the quickest way to deploy condition 1. But there's also called a safety carry called condition 2, wherein you have no bullet in the chamber and a magazine, a fully loaded magazine, hammer down. So no chamber, the gun is not hot but ready to go in action by cocking the slide and fire. The purpose of the condition 2 carry is a safety carry for the person carrying the firearm, so that just in case the firearm gets taken away from him, the person that tries to shoot him with it will get a surprise because it's an empty chamber. He has to rack the slide again and then re-engage, giving you a few valuable milliseconds to react and either neutralize the felon or take your firearm back and re-engage him. Now, in condition 2 carry or the slingshot technique, what you do is you try to deploy the gun as fast as possible from a condition 2 situation into a condition 1 and then immediately engaging your target. So the traditional slingshot draw is pulling out, bringing the gun to your line of vision, and then looking at and cocking the slide with both fingers. Now, the reason for bringing the gun up to your level, to your eye level, is that so you can immediately see the slide. Chewy, quiet, you might get shot. Bringing the slide up to your eye level so you can see and grip the slide properly. Because a lot of European Generation 3 pistols have a high receiver, a lower receiver line, and a thin portion of the slide exposed here. The reason for that being was that European Generation 3 semi-automatics tried to bring the grip closer and the firing finger closer to the line of the barrel, which makes it inherently more accurate and natural pointing. But the drawback there is that you only have a very small portion of slide to grab onto. So if you do the slingshot draw, the problem is if you do it without looking, you can end up in a situation like this where you're gripping the slide on the way up and you're trying to pull, but you can't pull because what happens is your finger is caught between the safety and the lower receiver and the slide. So you really have to look at it and be able to grip the small portion. So the slingshot draw, as you can see in Fauda in episode 3, the slingshot draw looks like this in slow motion. Pull out, bring up to eye level, contact with the slide, pull back while pushing the gun forward, and then aiming, and then firing. Okay? So again, that's pull out, eye level, rack back the slide, point, two hands, fire. Continue to engage your opponent. Now, in natural speed, I haven't done this for many years now. I think the last time I did this was 15 or 18 years ago. But from draw, you just pick it up from here, rack the slide, and point and fire. So, that's how it's done. Okay, Medyo natapa ako because I haven't done it for many years. Okay, so that's the traditional slingshot draw. Now, like I told Kuya, when the Israeli consultant showed me that, I told them that I had developed a slingshot technique that shaved off a few milliseconds more from the technique without having to look at the gun from eye level, but with the same or even better speed, actually. And I was able to do this only with the Jericho 941 specifically because it has a fixed combat slide that is so long that it's easier to grip this slide, and use it as a racking handle instead of gripping the slide, like so. So that shaves off a few seconds because aside from the fact that you are going to pull it out from here, instead of waiting to go all the way up to here before you can rack the slide from the holster, going up, you're already racking the slide because you know where your shooting hand is, and your weak hand goes there, catches the rear sight, and then racks as you're going up, and you get off your first shot right now, and then subsequently mount with two hands for other successive shots. So it's a little bit faster because you save time on not having to look for the slide and grip and rack it, because you do that all down here. So the first shot, which is also always the most important shot, whoever gets off the first shot, no matter how no matter how inaccurate, as long as you hit the general target area or the torso area, or what we call center mass, as long as you hit, and more importantly, get off the first shot, that first shot will shake your opponent, causing him to delay in reacting. Because his first instinct, usually, when he hears a shot, is self-preservation. First shot, he goes like this, he ducks, and then he reacts. Again, you've saved a split second there because he ducked first before trying to react. Self-preservation, then draw and react. In that time, you had already gotten off your first shot, and then you can go for a more stable mount for faster successive shots and more accurate. So again, the technique for the modified slingshot draw is draw the pistol, cocking hand is here, catching the slide, and pushing the gun forward and firing point blank with the strong hand only, then successively mount for a rigid mount and rapid succession of shots. Okay, one more time, slingshot, modified slingshot this time. Again. Okay.